recorded. And before we start off going over notes, there are a few different announcements since you guys are all on here. So real quick, upcoming events, Super Saturday is in 2 days. And so if you guys are local, you should have received an invitation to come to Ashley's with me. Ashley is our upline. We're doing a local Super Saturday there, so we need to powwow and see who all's going, carpool situations and things like that. If you're not local, find a Super Saturday, and I would encourage you to go attend. There should be one close to almost everyone there in every like major metropolitan area. And they're just so awesome. And I know Daisha's going to be able to tell you now probably a different perspective, because all I can tell you is that I just think live events are awesome and you need to be there. But once you experience it for yourself, then you're like, oh, I understand. Okay, so other things that are coming up, Platinum Edge, guys, that's coming up in September. There are still a few tickets available for sale on the website, but in the Platinum Edge group, I'm also starting to see some people who are like, oh no, I can't make it. I've already purchased my ticket. I would love to do a ticket transfer. So if anyone is in need of a ticket, or if anyone that you know is in need of a ticket, please let me know. I'd be happy to help them. Okay, Team Cup is obviously going on, and I think everyone that's already on the call is on a Team Cup, which is awesome. So congratulations on that, guys. Greta is like killing it with this other team. She ended up like, I don't know, hours to the deadline. She's like, so I'm going to do Team Cup. And then she just like puts this team together of all these other rock stars from other teams. So I'm so pumped just to hear like her perspective and how that's going. Hi, Sarah. And then lastly, guys, Summit 2017. If you haven't got your ticket already, I would encourage you to do that up through the 8th, or I guess through the 7th. So for 3 more days, it's $175. After that, it goes up to $195. So on the 8th, it goes up to $195. I know there are a few of you, Sarah, example, who are trying to earn your free ticket to Summit, which is awesome. So if you're doing that, then don't purchase. Wait until you see if you earn your free one, obviously. Okay, and then hotels for Summit 2017. I think most of you guys know you can go to booking.com and reserve a room for free. Let's just point out, please make sure you select the room that says pay at location. Daisha has a real fun.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Anyways, if you mess up your reservation, you can call and have it switched.
Yeah, I can say, okay, so when I was going through the hotel rooms, I was looking, and I was in a super big hurry because Holly was like, you need to go. We've already got rooms, and there's only 2 of them left. So I was like, well, shoot, I need to go get this thing done. And so I went in, and I found the room, and I was like, is this good? And she was like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, great. So we're going to get it all done. And then I ended up choosing the room that was like non-transferable and non-refundable. It was the cheapest price. So I was like, well, that's obviously the one I'm going to get. But it was the cheapest because you can't change anything about it once you set it up. And so I immediately was like freaking out because it would have charged like probably about $1,000 to my bank account, which currently does not have not anything in it. So I was like, okay, shoot, I need to do something about this. And so, but not to fear, if that does happen, just call them immediately and they will take care of everything. So now I have room that is actually like great. I don't have to put a deposit until we actually go there for Summit. So if you do mess up, it's okay. Don't freak out about it.
I'm glad we can laugh about it now. Okay, so those were the things I wanted to talk about, guys. And also the Team Beachbody webpage for the official hotels. Like, I'll keep watching that. So if I see like things opening up on there, I will send you notes and let you know. Okay, are you guys so excited to hear all about Summit? Yeah, you guys are kind of excited. Kind of.
I love the excitement.
Okay, so what we just decided would be best, we're just going to tag team this and just like go over our notes in chronological order and just hit every single session that we went to. So the first one we went to, guys, is how to be a top recruiter. Again, that's how to be a top recruiter, which all of you on the call are all interested in building your team. So this is extremely applicable. And the first thing I wrote down, and I'm going to bounce back to Daisha and see what she wrote down too, but it was that the person who was giving the presentation said that they had read Go Giver. And I have heard of that book several times from other coaches, and I just didn't even have it on my list. And I was like, I'm reading that. I'm reading that ASAP, like ASAP. I don't know about anyone else. Daisha? Yes. Okay. So
I think I'm going to do that 10X rule one first, and then I'll follow up with Go Giver.
Yes. Those are all fantastic ideas, guys. So just remember that as a top recruiter, a lot of these things that we're going to talk about from this session, which we're going to go quick because we're going to try to keep this whole call to under an hour for you guys. And there's a lot of information to get through. Some of this may sound like it's advanced, but it's really not. I mean, whether you're new, whether you've been here for a year, like every single one of these things can be applicable to your business. Okay, so with the Go Giver, they learned that it's not about you, it's about your customer. It's about who you're serving. It's all about them. And so that's why I downloaded that. I am getting ready to start that. I should have started it earlier this week. I just haven't. So it's on my to-do list for tomorrow. I got it on Audible, guys. So if any of you have an Audible account and you have not received a free book before, because you can only ever receive one free book per account lifetime, then let me know and I can send you that. Or if you wanted to read the 10X rule, which is what Daisha's getting ready to start, then I can send you that too. Just let me know. Okay, so things that just kind of stuck out from this. Belief is key, guys. If you're going to be a top recruiter, you're going to hear so many no's. The top recruiters always look like they have this fabulous life, but they are the ones that are immersed in personal development to keep their belief high and their belief in themselves and the company and what they have to offer, because they're talking to so many people that they're hearing no, 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 yes, no, 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 no. You know what I mean? And so it's not that they're getting all these yeses, it's that they're getting a bajillion no's. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't let the no's get you down. So the first thing they kind of went into is how to attract your ideal coach. And I've heard this before too, and I don't know if you guys have, but your vibe attracts your tribe. So let your freak flag fly, guys. We're all weird. We all have different interests. Jamie's laughing. Jamie does a really good job of this. And I'm not calling you a freak, Jamie. I just mean you have such a personality. She goes live on Facebook Live all the time, and people love it. I have more followers than Jamie, but Jamie gets more people on Facebook Live because they like to see her. She's funny, and she keeps it real, yes. And so just be your normal self. Obviously, everyone knows that I'm like a cat freak. They know that I like Disney, or that I like coffee, that I'm obsessed with Nike, things like that. So whatever it is that you enjoy, maybe it's none of those things. Maybe it's maybe you're really into Pokemon Go. I don't know. Whatever it is, everyone's like, no. Oh, I love you guys even more because I'm not either. Whatever it is, just own it and be real. Just be so authentically you that you don't even have to apologize for it. Yes.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Looking off of that, I originally thought that that's what I was doing with all of my posts. And so I was being trying to go for a certain person, but I was still kind of making sure that my posts were open to anyone who wanted to join. But ultimately what I realized is you want to have a certain, she said, a vibe about your team. And so when you're out looking for these people who are going to be on your team, you want to make sure that they are very similar to you on multiple different levels. And so for me with my team, the spiritual side of it is so key for me. And so I used to be looking around for all these different people, and I was like, it's okay if you are a believer or if you're not, or if you are atheist, I don't really care as long as you're on my team and you want to coach. But ultimately I realized the vision that I have for this team is specifically for I want to give daily devotionals, and I want to, encourage people in a way that allows me to be open with what I believe. And so I started actually going to worship pages on Instagram, and I would find these big name worship bands and then find people who are followers of them. And so really looking for this target audience. I used to be kind of tailoring my posts and I thought I was being specific, but I would encourage you to be even more specific than you are being now, because for me, I just had a problem of being very general, and I would come into contact with people where I was just oh, I love the thought, but I really don't know how you're going to contribute to this team, or I don't know how, I would mentor you well because we're just so different. And so for me, I love office supplies, and I love office decor, and I love Nike specifically. So instead of saying I love all athletic clothes, I love Nike and Nike only. I have this obsession with it. And anyone else that can share in that obsession, we just knock it off, like we're best friends in 2 minutes. And then, I can look at all these worship bands and stuff and people who are interested in that too. So I'd encourage you, like, if you think that you have like that one single person, like target it just a little bit more and tailor it a little bit more so that you're looking for one ideal person, because I typically thought that would limit my opportunities. But in reality, it's just going to attract the people that you want to an even stronger degree. So that's all I have.
That is so spot on. And that's something that I learned in Marketing Impact Academy with Chalene Johnson, guys. And so if you haven't done that, that's a really great way to just learn a whole slew of marketing things. It's expensive, but look it up. It's a business write-off. It's a tax write-off. It's well worth it. Any academy by Chalene Johnson is never money wasted. But just to go into a little bit more detail, guys, with what Dacia's describing, think about your ideal customer and what are their characteristics? Like she said, what target words are they going to relate to? So like, for example, when I am using hashtags, I hashtag Crazy Cat Lady. I'm same thing. I really like my Erin Condren planner. Jamie and I connect on that level also. So I hashtag like Erin Condren freak or Disney freak or Nike addict. Like those are the different things that I hashtag because that's the kind of people I want to attract. So think about that person, and every single post that you make should be to that person. So just like Dacia said, you don't want to make it like to everyone. Just think about that ideal person in your head. And then I legitimately made one on, I can even show it to you. This is just insane. You can go onto Pinterest and create a private board so no one sees it. So they're not like, all right, freak, what are you doing? Like, what's this board about? Because everyone creeps on everyone on Pinterest. And you can create your ideal person there and their characteristics. And I've talked to some of you guys about this before, but I have one, and she's called Isabel. She's my lifer. That's her make-believe name, because obviously the person itself doesn't exist, but the characteristics exist. And so let me pull that up, and I can go straight into that and do a screen share so you can see this. So this way, anytime I am posting or I'm thinking about posting, I want to post to this person, the person that loves Jesus, but sometimes they might have a potty mouth. Doesn't mean that they try to. Or the person that loves the mountains or leggings or Spartan races or running shoes, Nike shoes, anything glittery, anything with wine and cats, princess, Kate Spade inspired, donuts, Beauty and the Beast, like that Starbucks, obviously. Do you guys see that? Is it showing up, by the way?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So this is Isabella the Lifer. That's the name of this board, if you see that at the top. So I just wanted to point that out, guys. Keep that in mind. That's how you're going to start attracting people to you. That's how you're going to recruit the kind of people you want to work with. And you'll notice, like, our team has a theme, and that's because I don't cater to everyone. I cater to the people that I like. And that's you guys. So I'm glad you're here. So other things, you can do, if you have a Facebook like page, you can target ads to that person. So what the characteristics of that person. So when I'm targeting an ad currently right now this week, I'm targeting 24 to 32-year-olds. And then it's a female that lives in, I narrowed it down. I used to do US and Canada, and that was just too broad. I've narrowed it down to the Midwestern states just for this time, just because I'm promoting country heat a little bit. And I felt like then I could get a little bit more country people, people that like country music, line dancing, that like Beachbody and Autumn Cowboys already. So I've narrowed that down. That seems to be a really good ad set. So you can do something very specific like that and get really great results. And of course, sprinkle coaching into your daily posts when you're talking to this person. Not like so bluntly like, hey guys, I'm a Beachbody coach, by the way. So are you going to sign up and join my Beachbody team? Because I love Beachbody. Because we don't want to do that. No one's a walking billboard for Beachbody, because everyone's going to be like, oh gosh, don't look at her, don't make eye contact. You know what I mean? So just sprinkle it in, and that's what I think most everyone on our team already does. But if you have questions about that, let me know. Sharing the coaching opportunity, guys, make sure you're doing one-on-one conversations. Dacia was talking about Power Hour right when I hopped on. I think to someone who was already on, and that is like, it's built into Power Hour. So if you do Power Hour, the magic is there. You don't have to worry about it. You can also share how this business is working for you. Maybe there's something like Jamie, perfect example. Jamie's an introvert, like a good majority of the people on this team. And I never in a million years would have pictured her doing Facebook Live videos. And all of a sudden, she's like, check me out, guys. I like to go live all the time. Like, it doesn't matter. And so it's just like there's all kinds of different things that this business or this community can do for you. And that's an example. That would be like a confidence transformation or a confidence boost or, anything like that. So keep those things in mind. Okay, you can also share the coach opportunity with sneak peeks, live happy hour events, live webinars, Zoom calls. And I, of course, shared that calendar and the team page. So if you didn't see that, guys, go back and check that out. The calendar and the team page shows when the next sneak peeks are. It has some suggestions for when to post about that. And so let me know if you have any questions. Obviously, leverage your challenge groups. If you're not hosting your own challenge group, leverage mine, guys. Make sure you're inviting to it. Make sure you're reaching out to the people that are in there. And just to keep in contact with them. But if you think they would make a good coach, you can reach out to them and just say, hey, by the way, like, you're really killing it in here. You are like showing that you're a leader, that you're really good at motivating others. Have you ever thought about this? Or you can say, hey, by the way, do you love that Shakeology? Do you want a discount on it? Anyway. Okay. Also, you want to have a recruiting marketing plan. Be intentional, guys, and really take that schedule and use it to your advantage. So before I go off on a long tangent, because I realize it's already 6:15, what did I miss in that segment, Daisha?
I think, honestly, the only thing, I had 2 points that I really wanted to stress with you guys. The first one was indirect posts about coaching, I think are great. And I was always really unsure about constantly doing shout outs about hey, I'm a coach, you should come do the sneak peek with me. But typically one of the things that have been the most effective are when people they know you're a coach already, they don't need the reminder, but you showing them the different highlights of what being a coach looks like is something that really draws them in, because they're like, oh, I wish I could do that. I'm not a coach. Maybe I should start thinking about it a little bit. And so it just kind of gets the wheel turning a little bit. And so if you show I posted a picture the other day of my office being my bed, which was great. And I was there for 3 hours straight just doing business work. And so I was kind of bragging a little bit, just saying this is the greatest way to spend my day. And I wish you could be in my shoes right now. And so I've had other people who were I think I even got a Snapchat that was someone who commented on it. It was I wish I could work in bed. And I was like, yeah, you should be a coach. So, so small things like that, where it just kind of gets people thinking about it. Those are really effective without you having to go in their face and say you should be a coach. The second thing is you have to be an example. And I think one of the things that I'm going to start doing is people know that I work out and they know that I'm consistent and that I'm determined to be in the best shape I can be. However, I think something that's going to be even more effective in my challenge groups is actually showing that I'm doing the work. So instead of just posting and then letting everyone, have their chance to say, here's my workout selfie, here's my Shakeology recipe, I'm actually going to go in the comments as well and say, hey, this is my workout. I'm going to be the example. I'll be the first one to post. This is my workout selfie. This is what I did today. These are this is my personal response to the nutrition tip that you've given me today. So I just say that I think that's going to be a really valuable asset. And that's something I'm going to start doing. I haven't done it in the past, but by them seeing that you're consistent, that encourages them to kind of jump on the bandwagon, even when they're struggling. So they at least have an example to follow with that.
Yes. And so at the end of every section, guys, they gave us action points or things that they are go do these. So I'm going to read those to you real quick. The first one was pick a personal development book yesterday. So pick it, get it started. Oh no, we lost Greta. Hopefully she gets back on. She was driving. So pick a personal development book and get started on that. Number 2, recommit to your own health and fitness journey. Find something that you want to do and just enjoy it. I was having a little bit of a struggle this summer. And so, which Jamie knows all about this. So I am I'm legitimately pumped to do Country Heat. So I'm doing Country Heat, just cause I think it's going to be fun. And I feel like we should be enjoying it and doing fun things. So I'm going to try that. And number 3 was pick your type of business opportunity to do next and put it into play. So that could be hosting your own group. That could be doing a live video or a live webinar, or a live Zoom call, or it could be inviting to our group, the Coach Sneak Peek that's coming up next week. Whatever you want to do, make sure you're putting it into play and inviting to it. Anything else, Daisha?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Okay, next up, guys, was social media, and that was with Angie. and Andrea Crowder. And so basically they just went over really how to nail down your social media. And the first tip is to identify your top 5 things. And this is something that we've heard from so many other coaches. Mindy Winder says to do this. Janelle Summers says to do this. Lindsay Matway says to do this. Christine Dwyer. I've heard all of them say it, and it obviously works. These are all superstar diamond coaches. Angie's not superstar diamond yet, but I have no doubt in my mind she will be within the next 12 months, if not like 6. So that being said, nail down your top 5 interests and passions. Like, what makes you you? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What motivates you? What inspires you? Whatever those are, identify those and then use those. And so maybe it's like cat lady, coffee, family, fitness, food, whatever your 5 are. Identify those and then use them and post about it. Just like when you're posting to that lifer, that person that it's your ideal customer or your ideal coach, like, use that. And so share your story often in all of that. And that was something that Angie has done a really, really good job of doing. Andrea does the same thing, guys. If you don't follow Andrea Crowder on Facebook, go follow her. She is so stinking cute. But also she does a really good job of sharing her story. And her story's kind of got a tragic background, and people just don't realize it because all they see now is this wonderful, happy Andrea. So anyways, keep that in mind. A couple of things that I wanted to point out before I flip the page to the rest of the notes on here, guys. They had a couple of different quotes. The first one is, winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. And that stuck with me because I was like, oh, I am really bad about playing the comparison game, which leads to the next one. Jealousy is a poison that will rob you of your destiny. And so they just wanted to point out that you are enough. We are enough. We have the goods. We just got to let our freak flag fly and enjoy posting on social media. So they had several tips. So after you identify your 5, tip number 2 is, what are your strengths and what do you enjoy? What platform would elevate those strengths? So Jamie, I would say, sorry I keep using an example, buddy. Jamie has a very good strength in live video. And so that being said, any platform that elevates live video is going to be a great platform for her to use. So she could she could do Snapchat or Instagram, or she could just keep it all with Facebook. It seems to be working really well for her. And so find a platform that's going to play well to your strengths. Maybe you like to take photos. So maybe that would take you towards Instagram. Or maybe you like to do like quick updates. That would be Twitter or Snapchat. Or maybe you like to write. That would be like creating a blog. So just keep that in mind and really decide what platform you want to use. Tip number 3 is to share before and afters and share them often. Every single story has a transformation. It can be a mindset transformation, a financial transformation, a physical transformation, a freedom transformation, organization transformation, time management transformation, all these things, guys. They're all options. And then just when you're doing that, show where you were, where you are now, and then how you got there. Really lead the reader through it. And I have to really, sometimes I have to stop myself and be like, okay, that's not a good post. Like, you're not telling a good story. Just hit cancel, delete, or rewrite. Because sometimes not all good posts are convenient, although some of them are. It's always interesting that some of my greater posts are ones where I don't spend as much time on them, and then ones where I do spend a lot of time writing them, like go to the land where posts die. And I'm like, well, wah, wah. Thanks for that. Yeah. Tip number 4, consistency, guys. So make sure you're being consistent with your social media, consistent with your conversations. That's the biggest one. Consistency is key. So with social media, make sure you're adding value. And so they just suggest posting 4 to 5 times a day. That doesn't mean you have to post a picture every time. You can post a quote or like a poll or like a whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to post. What else? Tip number 5, deliver the goods. So having free groups, and I know that Dylan and Cecilia, are you guys laughing at me? Yeah, you are. That's okay. Dylan and Cecilia are going to do a free group, I believe a free clean eating group, or maybe you're already doing it. Yeah? Yay! Okay, so there's free groups, there's sneak peeks, and then make sure, guys, I know this may sound silly, but I started doing it maybe a year and a half ago or so, I started using application process, and it seems to make people take you more seriously. Exhibit A, Daisha March. She signed up with an application. She found me on Instagram. Well, rather, I found her, I guess, through an ad. She responded. I asked her to fill out an application just so I could get it. It wasn't really an application. It was more like a form so I could get to know more about her, and it worked. Here she is. You know who else did that? Greta. I don't know where she went. She's off in Never Never Land. I don't know if she has good cell service up there, so it probably cut her off. Greta did that as well. So I have tons of other people that have done that, and you can create a form very easily on Google Forms, guys. You can also use Wufoo, W-U-F-O-O, Wufoo. Thank you. Come again. All right. So what else? All right. What am I missing, Daisha?
At this point, let's see. Oh, one of the quotes that stood out to me for that point said, "What is for you will not pass you." And so they were really reiterating that when it came to kind of getting into the anatomy of an invite post. Basically saying, like, don't get discouraged when certain people that you really hope to reach out to you don't reach out to you, because ultimately what's going to happen is going to happen. And so if, you know, I've run into a few situations where there's someone that I really, really wish would join my team, but at one point you just have to say, you know what, if that's not going to happen, then don't dwell on that, and don't get super discouraged by that. You can just, essentially the healthiest thing to do is to look to the future and say, okay, what's the next best thing that I can do? Who's the next best person that I can reach out to? And so a lot of people, the action plan for that one was to plan out a call to action post on social media. And so just kind of getting into the meat, you know, like the first sentence in your post should make someone curious. Like the first sentence that people read is going to determine whether they're going to read the rest of it or not. You want to talk like you're talking to a single person. So typically when I do an invite post, which I realize that I may not do anymore, I would say, hey everyone, like this is something that I'm doing and I'm so excited about it. But instead, like I've seen a good friend of mine who's another Beachbody coach, and she says, like, she just did this awesome post today where it was basically saying, like, hey you, like I know exactly where you're at, and like I know that the summer is getting to a close and you're probably feeling not so great because you really enjoyed yourself this summer, and like I know that you're in this place because I'm right there with you. And so she was just so comforting and so inviting and so welcoming that people were like, she got probably like 10 emails out of that Facebook post. Granted, the group is free, so that may have had something to do with it as well. But just the fact that she was so open and so welcoming and so personal with that post, people were more apt to like get into that group. And then sharing success stories are going to be super powerful. Like Holly was talking about, any transformation posts are like, they speak numbers like more than anything else you can say, so people can actually see either whether it be a physical transformation or you can talk about a mental or a spiritual transformation that you've been through that has been impacted by the groups that you've been running and stuff. Also, short paragraphs are very attractive to people, so don't do like a whole mass paragraph where people are, they just think that it's going to take 3 days to read it and they don't want to do that. And then if the post bombs, delete it, and don't be afraid of deleting things. I used to think that if I only got like 1 or 2 likes on an invite post that I would just have to leave it on my wall and it would haunt me for the rest of my life. But it's okay to delete your post if it was like a total failure. And we all have those posts. I hope you guys never get discouraged thinking that you're the only one that goes through that. Even Angie Bomar, and last I heard she's number 4 in the company. She has had some posts that just sucked and she just deleted it. So you can just like kick it to the curb and move on. Always have a call to action. So if you're asking people for emails or asking them to email you or an application form like Holly was talking about, that's always super important, because otherwise they're going to listen to it and say, hey, that's great. What next? And then they won't do anything and then you won't get anywhere. And then reiterating the fact that there is like a scarcity for it. So saying there's a limited number of posts. Again, you're reaching out to one specific person, not a general amount of people. And indirect invites are just as powerful as direct invites, in my opinion. So instead of saying like, join me in this group, you can say, look at this progress that I've made. And people are going to be like, I want to be a part of that. So yeah, that's all I got for that.
No, that was great. I appreciate the help on that. I cannot like echo enough, like if a post bombs, it's okay to delete it. Like I have several posts who have gone to the land where they die. And so then I'm like, well, okay, we'll just go delete those. So that's okay. Something else that they talked about right before they got off stage, and if you were on the Team Hardcore call yesterday, then you heard Angie say this already, but she likes to use something called stop, drop, and selfie. And that's how she does her social media. So it's just like stop, drop, selfie, and then post whatever it is you're thinking about. Like maybe you're wondering if other people are paying for their, paying a tip for their Uber driver, or like, I'm really curious if people are interested in Instagram or Snapchat stories right now. It's really been bothering me today. So I posted about it everywhere with a selfie. Tip number 6 was to get smarter, guys. Develop your skills. Failure is just feedback, and I cannot express that enough. Fail forward. Fail so dang hard that you fail yourself all the way up to your goals, okay? Tip number 7 is to find your life. We get so busy being busy, and that's just not ideal. We don't have to be busy. So get organized. Set a timer, which is Power Hour, by the way. We set a Power Hour timer, and it's like, I know you guys are like looking at me, Jamie and Dylan are like, you guys are crazy. But I felt like I just got so much done today. Like Jamie, she killed me. See, this is why she should do live video. Okay, so get organized, set a timer. That's what we do in Power Hour, guys. So it's just boom, 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 boom. And then you're like, what? I've got the rest of my day. Oh, and the last tip was schedule Power Hour. So even if you can't get on Power Hour Live, guys, just schedule one. If you're finding like motivation or finding like having some, rewind. If you're finding you're having difficulty motivating yourself to do a Power Hour, like message me, and if I am at home, then we'll just do a Power Hour together. If I'm not at home, I'd be happy to set the timer and message you every time my timer goes off and let you know the next step. So just let me know. All right, guys. Goals, if you are super busy working a full-time job and you're like got all these other things going on, these are the goals that Angie and Andrea set for their coaches that are super busy. 1, hit Success Club 5 monthly. So that's helping 3 people. That's just 3 people. We talk to a bajillion people just in our everyday life. So if we can help 3 of them, that would be fantastic. Number 2, make sure that you are participating in / helping people with a challenge group monthly. If you're not hosting one, invite them to mine. I host them every month. You're more than welcome to invite them to mine. Number 3, again, 3 to 5 challengers monthly. And number 4, invite those challengers to become coaches. Okay, next one. Pretty excited to talk about with Daisha. Next one was why coaches need a success partner. And this was by Julie Voris and Danielle Natoni. If any of you have done Insanity, Danielle Natoni is the Insanity, she's the Insanity format expert, and I just love her. And if you follow her on Instagram, she is @fit&funky, and she's just precious, and her and her husband just are like, I don't know, they're too cute. They're one of those couples. So why do you need a success partner? And first of all, what the heck is a success partner? Guys, it's a success partner. Yeah, that's real. See, aren't you glad there's no guys on our team? It's just someone that helps you stay accountable. So somebody that you can reach out to every day, someone that is going to keep it real with you, someone that can be like, oh yeah, you said you were going to Power Hour today. About that. Let's have a talk. Okay. Daisha's my success partner, by the way. We did a little partner proposal at Summit, and I'm so pumped about it. But that being said, why? So it helps you with accountability, support, motivation, perspective, and then it obviously helps with shared responsibility. So if I'm having if I'm going to be gone for a few days or out of cell phone service, I could be like, hey buddy, can you help post in the team page for a few days? Boom, done. Or vice versa. If she's going to be gone, she can be like, hey, can you post in my team page? Or hey, can I put my challengers in your group this month? Yeah, not a problem. Got it. So always keep that in mind. Now, how do you find a success partner? Because I really wandered around for a long time, and I've had multiple success partners, by the way, guys, but no one that I ever really clicked with. So 1, do not base it on rank, personality, the team, their genealogy, or anything like that. That should not matter. Do make a list of your strengths, a list of possible people that could be your success partner. Pay attention to the posts from those possible people. Have a Zoom call or a date to narrow it down, or a FaceTime with those people. And you can go on several dates with those people to see which one's the right one. So once you kind of narrow that down, then you have operating logistics. And the way they broke this down are in levels. So level 1 is the fundamentals. And so that is, how often are you going to meet? So Daisha and I have a standing meeting, which we've had for a while now anyways. We meet every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. my time, which is 9 a.m. her time. What are your goals and what are they based on? They should be based on the 4 vital behaviors: rank, personal success club. Did I miss anything in that section? Because that's all I wrote down.
I also just have like report to each other, and I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Because typically I'll be like, oh yeah, I worked out, but I lied. Or like, oh yeah, I totally did my power hour. But I kind of find myself like in this like theme of like lying to myself and convincing myself that that's okay. And so it's really nice to have someone who like I know is going to be like working her butt off. And so if I'm going to catch up with that, or if I'm going to hold myself accountable to my success partner, then like it's really nice to have someone that you can report to. So like I even sometimes go out of my day to say, hey, by the way, like I did my power hour. So that is reassurance for her that I'm doing my work, and it's reassurance for myself as well. So that's a huge, huge contributor to like the importance of a success partner. So
absolutely. All right, level 2 is joining forces, guys. So that's number-based goals, program-centered activities, challenge groups, hosting Coach Basics together, and really identifying your Success Club base, which is your personally sponsored Coaches Hitting Success Club. So I know that probably people that are listening are like, but I don't have a team yet. I know, but you will. What happens if tomorrow 3 people sign up? Then you're going to be like, oh yeah, about that. We need to have a chat. So when you have your Success Club base, your personally sponsored Coaches Hitting Success Club, guys, you get so many great rewards. A, you feel like you're doing something right, finally. B, you get elite points if you're striving for elite, which you all should be, because that's going to get you early registration to the Success Club trip, and we all want to be on there. Everyone wants the free trip. Yes, yes. I mean, I do. I've been on 2 so far, and I'm not missing any. I'm like determined I will never miss a Success Club trip unless, there's a medical reason or something. All right, level 3 is aiming higher, and that is bigger goals. What are your life goals? So share your life goals with that person. Like Daisha knows that like I want to be able to be a stay-at-home mommy someday. Obviously that's not in the cards right now. I'm not even married yet, but that's my big goal. That's my life goal. Long-term goals, work on trainings that you create. I really think that that helps add value. As you build a team, I would say once you hit diamond-ish is when you should start looking at this. And duplicate everything I've done unless you hate it. If you don't like what I've got going on, I'm sorry, because I worked hard on it. But otherwise, just duplicate it. That's what I do. I just duplicate everything I see. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Great. We're going to just put that in Iron Bells. Okay. Calls that you run. So start running your own team calls when you start getting a team. It really just helps build camaraderie. And then presentations that you develop. So that just kind of piggybacks off trainings. The last kind of section was, so how do you keep the fire alive in this little Success Club relationship? So A, it's not, yeah, it was really funny. Jamie, you would have died. You would have really enjoyed this presentation. It's not chatting on the phone, guys. It's not just like being like, hey, oh my gosh, what's up? Haven't talked to you in so long. I mean, it is good to talk to each other, but it's not just chit chat. It's not competition, and it's certainly not complaining. I had tried out another success partner, and I found that that person just wanted to like check in and be like, oh my gosh, but this is so hard, or this person said no, blah, blah, blah. And it's okay to vent for a few minutes, but it is not, I would walk away feeling like, well, you just like ruined all my mojo. And then I'd have to go do an hour of personal development to get my mind right again before I can message people. So if you try out a success partner and you don't feel like it's working, guys, it's okay to be like, we need to break up. Love you, okay, bye. You know, like that's okay. You can do that. All right, so how to keep it alive, though? It is about like strategizing for goals. It's about having a meeting agenda and being spontaneous. Those were the last tips on that one. You guys have any questions on that? And Daisha, did I miss anything that you wanted to point out on that one?
Nope. Covered it all very well.
Awesome. All right, next up, we heard from Michael Neiman. You hear his voice all the time on the National Wake Up Call, and he's so stinking silly. When you see him in person, then you're just like, oh my gosh, you're just a big goof. His kids must have so much fun. So it's essentially, he went over the leadership ladder, guys, really quickly, and we have a whole training on that. So I'm not going to dive into it. I just want to give you a heads up. If you want to see my training on the leadership ladder, it's in the Iron Bells University. Can't remember what day it is, but let me know if you need it and I'll send it to you, or you can go hunt for it. Okay, next up we heard from the Delgado sisters, or I guess Christina Delgado and her sister, and I cannot remember her last name, her sister's last name. They just kind of shared a little coach story. It was kind of like a rags to riches story. It was very, like, if you were there, you would have been like, this is so sweet. Since you're not there, you guys are like, yay, great, I don't care, move on to the next topic. All right. Next up was Gary Vaynerchuk. All right. What?
He was really good, you guys.
He was awesome. Okay. Gary V is like the king of social media. First and foremost, go follow him on Instagram and Snapchat like yesterday. And follow his stories too. He had a thing on his Instagram story last night about, like, he was gonna, if you sent your Instagram username and password to him, he would take over your Instagram story for a day and, like, build up your clientele. And I thought about it for a hot second, but then I was like, maybe this is a trick. So I didn't do it. I didn't send it to him. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he's going to, like, point these people out and be like, look at these, like, suckers. They sent this to me. Now I'm going to hack them. You know, he wouldn't hack, but he could just point out the vulnerability of doing that. All right. So Gary V, he has quite the long resume. He is from, is it like New Jersey area? Or somewhere on the East Coast. Yeah. And he started out, like, helping his dad sell wine. So they have a wine, like a liquor store. And he started this wine newsletter, like, when the internet was just getting started, when he had to sign onto the internet. And it was like, burp, burp, you know, like dial up, which maybe Dylan and Daisha don't remember that, but I know that Jamie remembers it. Guys, it was awful. If you weren't there, it was terrible. You had to wait for it, and then you had to wait for your friends to sign on. You're like, well, I'm on the internet, but I'm here by myself. Where are my friends? So that's where he started, and he's just been from, like, one thing to the next. I mean, it's true, Jamie. It really is. So he just went from one thing to the next. So he knows so much about all of the different platforms and all of he has the best tips. I just can't stress that enough. So his tips are transparency of everything matters. Transparency is key. So don't, Daisha had kind of, like, touched on this earlier briefly when she was talking about how some people realize you're already a coach and they don't have to ask that question. I don't think you need to go walking around being like, I'm a Beachbody coach, so I'm going to wear a sandwich board so you know. But I do think that you need, I mean, I know we're all proud. But I do think that you should be transparent about it. If someone's like, so what do you do? There's no shame in being a Beachbody coach. It's amazing. We belong to such an amazing community of such wonderfully supportive, inviting, and just motivating people that just want the best for everyone. And I love that about our community. So when someone's like, so what do you do? I'm like, I'm a Beachbody coach. Oh my gosh, you didn't know that? Hints, hints, hints. Very seldom anymore do I have. I've had a few people ask in the past couple months, but of course people used to ask all the time because they're like, well, what's that? And now it's getting more and more popular. And they've heard of Beachbody. I'm like, okay, have you heard of P90X? Have you heard of Insanity, 21 Day Fix? And then they're like, oh, yeah, I've seen the commercial. Great. I coach people through those programs. Okay, so that's all I wrote down on Gary Vee.
What? Are you for real?
I'm for real, but I read his book. Maybe that's why. I just wanted to soak it in. I sat there like this. All right.
Okay, I have, like, 1 or 2 points that I really want to share. So the first quote that got me, and guys, when he said this, the room went silent. He said, the single biggest reason that tons of you will not succeed is because of your lack of patience. Like, drop. Like,
yeah.
That was such a moment where everyone was just like, well, shoot. Like, I know that so many people, like, I know some of you are a little bit newer, but, like, I know anyone who's been in this business for longer than 6 months have been like, I don't know if this is worth it. I don't know if I actually want to do this coaching thing. And, like, I've been in that place. I was in that place before Summit. I was like, shoot, like, is this actually what I want to do long term? Will this actually be successful? And like, obviously, like if you guys have read The Compound Effect, if you're doing something consistently every single day, like it's going to compound into something more than it was when you started. And like I invested $40 when I first came in here, and I've obviously made more than that. So I've gotten my money back, which is great. And so like patience is huge though. A lot of these people who are top coaches, like there are the very rare, like, oh, I've been coaching for 2 years and I'm now like an elite coach or whatever. But most of them are in there for like 5 to 9 years before they get multiple business centers open and they get everything to the place that it's at today. And so me sitting here after having been a coach for 1.5 years and leaving it on the back burner for half of that, like I just am not even in a place to say like that I've tried it and I've been consistent and I haven't seen the work because of it. So patience is absolutely key. Like you cannot give up. If you really want to see this go somewhere, you have to believe in it wholeheartedly and you have to believe it every single day, even when it's difficult to. And we can't fall into laziness. If you want something big, it requires big work. And so a lot of people, like the actions that we have to take for this business are simple, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're easy to do all the time. So like a power hour for me is just like, I'm dragging my feet to go do a power hour sometimes, you guys, but that's the most like important thing. And it's a very simple thing to do. It's a very easy thing to do, but it's not easy at the same time because I just don't want to do it. So I would just encourage you to like keep pushing through, know that like you won't follow through with this if you don't have the patience for it. So convince yourself I'm going to have patience, and gosh darn it, every time I pray for patience, the Lord gives me something that I need to be patient for. So maybe this was just an answered prayer. I don't know. But essentially like just know that it takes time and like you are going to get discouraged, but you have to really have that belief. Yes, patience is a virtue. Thanks, Holly. That's all I have on Gary Vee.
He's legit, guys. Go follow. I can't tell you enough. Like, just go follow his Instagram and his Snapchat. You will get so many tips alone just from that. Okay, that was the conclusion of day one. I mean, we did a whole bunch of other fun stuff, and we had like a giant pizza party, which was amazing. I think we like had a table the size of my office full of pizza. It was insane. And I don't regret any of it. It was awesome.
No shame.
So day 2, guys, we started with a general session. The first one we heard from was Melanie Mitro. She's current top coach. She's 2-time top coach, which is like so hard to do, guys. It's so hard to do that, and she has accomplished it. And she had just like 4 top tips, and I just wanted to run through those with you real quick. Number 1, take control. You are in control of your situation, so change it. If you don't like it, change it and work for it. Number 2, do not settle for average. Raise the bar. Always strive to be the best at the task at hand. And that's what I really love. She didn't say strive to be the best. She said strive to be the best at the task at hand. And you know what? You can break that down very simple. So maybe it looks like this person's like having a lot of conversations and you're feeling like you're not doing very good at outreach. Great. I'm going to be the best dang person at outreach there ever is. And you want to see a perfect example? Daisha decided she was going to be the best person at outreach, and so she got legit put in Facebook and Instagram jail one day. She's like, yeah, I'll be the best. I'll message so hard they put me in jail. And they did. Number 3, hard work attracts, guys. If you're working hard and you're being transparent about that, people are going to see it and they're going to want to come for you. Number 4, always confront the brutal facts of reality and be willing to change and adapt. And I think that was really speaking to some of the old school people who aren't on Snapchat yet, because you don't have to be on Snapchat, but it is a wonderful way to talk to people. If you're watching, I think almost all of you guys watch my Snapchat story. I try to sprinkle in cats and business and other things, and it is what it is. I hope you guys saw Boots' video last night. She was very pleased to be on Snapchat, by the way. Did you have anything else about Melanie, Daisha? All right. We're trying to breeze through this, guys. I just have a few pages left. Next up was Building Confidence, and that was by Scotty Hobbs and Barbie Kalev. Guys, anybody here done Body Beast or heard of Body Beast or Hammer and Chisel? That's Sagi Kalev. Yeah, Jamie's over here like coming off of the Hammer and Chisel program and realizing she wants to do country. Well, Barbie is Sagi's wife, and they met because of her Body Beast Transformation, which is so cool. And now they're just like this cute little couple. But anyways, so building confidence. Step one, you have to have a reason. And sometimes that reason can be help as many people as it takes, or sometimes that reason can be because in 2 years when I have babies, I want to be able to be a stay-at-home mom and not have to worry about paying for a sitter, not have to worry about paying for health insurance, not have to worry about dropping my kid off somewhere. I want to be able to be there on their first day of school. I want to be able to drop them off at the school bus and pick them back up at the school bus. I want Tommy to be able to do that too. Like, that can be your reason. Step number two in building confidence, have a team. Guys, I fail like so hard all the gosh dang time. And I have to tell you, I hear from so many new coaches that they're like, but I can't sign a coach yet because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, hey, guess what? I still don't know what I'm doing, but it seems to be working. So I think we're okay. Every single day I learn something new. And I think that's just part of it. We are always evolving. We're always learning something new. We're always adapting and changing. And that's fantastic. And having a team, like Daisha can speak to this. There is nothing, there's a lot of things, but having a team that I was going to say, there's nothing that can compare to it, but then I was like, okay. Having a team is just so incredibly rewarding, guys, because you have all these other people that believe in you and trust you, and just know that, like, if someone's attracted you to join your team, like, they're there for a reason, and that person is your lifer. Like, run with it. Okay. Find a success partner. Find a success partner. A couple Facebook groups, guys, if you aren't in them already. I think everyone in here should be because you're on Team Cup, but the Beachbody Champions page. Beachbody Champions page is a great place to look for a success partner. It does not have to be someone on our team. It can be someone on our team. It can be someone on someone else's team. You can also look in the Facebook page, Success Partner Seekers. Success Partners Seekers, right? Did I write that down right? Okay. If you have questions, guys, or if any of you are looking for a success partner and you're having like difficulty, let me know or let someone else know. Happy to help. Love to help. All right. Step number 3, have the tools and resources. And guess what? You have all of that and more. You have the Coach Online Office, and in addition, which has all the answers. But in addition to that, you have the Iron Bells Google Drive folder, guys. There's so much in there and it's underutilized. And I know that, but I hope that you guys take advantage of it because, I mean, I'm real proud of it. Maybe that's the only reason. All right. And then with regard to that, this is something that's a quote that stood out to me, and I don't know if Daisha wrote it down, but it's by Tony Robbins, and it says, it's not the lack of resources that's the problem, it's the lack of resourcefulness. And I thought that was so powerful because it's so true. Okay, next quote. If you're not growing, you're dying. Also, just like rings a bell. Next one, sharing is caring. It really is, guys. Sharing the opportunity is caring. Jamie's like, whatever, you're high. You're high on that Beachbody juice. Yes, I am. Last quote. What is the grizzly bear that you, what were you going to say?
That's like Care Bears.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring. Y'all too young to know that.
I mean, I'm a Care Bear fan. I feel you. Hashtag 80s. All right. Last quote. What is the grizzly bear that you have to face today? And you know what? Quite frankly, guys, the power hour is always the grizzly bear for me because I'm like, it's so easy to do, but it's so easy not to do because I'm like, I don't want to because I'm an introvert and I don't like to reach out to people. I'm all about posting all over social media. Got that down. It's the reach out or the outreach and talking to people and starting those conversations and following up. Oh, a kitty cameo by Dylan's kitty. Oh my goodness. It's like the dog that sees a tennis ball. Oh. So what is that grizzly bear? Do it. And that's why we decided Power Hour is so, like, that's why we're starting our day with it. Like, it's done, it's out of the way, and then you just feel so much more, I really can't stop looking at your cat. It's amazing. What's his name? He, she.
Macaroni.
Macaroni! That's so cute! You look so cuddly. Okay. Did you have any other notes, Daisha, on building confidence?
No, I do not.
Okay. 8 minutes to get through my next 4 pages of notes. Are you ready? Okay. Developing Leaders. This was by Sarah Molnar and Christina Solons, and this was really good. I really enjoyed this one. And this is, again, because you guys haven't signed coaches yet, you're going to probably be like, by the way, Jamie is like a hot second from Emerald. I'm so pumped to freaking celebrate that. So she's already working on her team. Sarah and Dylan are brand new, and so they are getting ready to do that. So first of all, mindset shift, guys. You can do this. You are enough to do this. And so I think a lot of times that first step is Emerald, because it is. But right after that, the next step is Diamond, because Diamond is where your business like takes off. And Jamie's like, what? But it is. It's where like doors open and like you see unicorns and magic happens. You don't believe me? Okay. It's okay. It's where your biz starts. So when you're working on that, guys, be like, if you want to attract people, you need to be the type of coach you want to attract. And that's something I struggled with for a long time. Like Daisha, I thought I needed to be like open to everyone, because I was like, oh, but if I'm like too narrow with my characteristics and what I like, and I like really talk about it, then I'm going to like turn, like people are not going to want to follow me. Like, and then who cares? I'm so glad that Dylan has her cat on this call, because I want cat people on this call. Like I wish now I'm like, Boots, geez, you're dropping the ball. You got to get your butt up here, but she's sleeping in the other room. So I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, be the coach you want to be on your team, guys. Show up every day, and your coaches will too. And so, quick task, real quick. Go ahead and just write in your notebook or wherever you're taking notes, numbers 1 through 5. And when we get done with this call, I want you to go back to that and write down 5 people that you know right now that would make great coaches on your team. And then we're going to talk about it later via chat. I know, it's scary, right? It's okay. Good for you. Outside your comfort zone. One step outside your comfort zone. That's what we want to do. All right, finding coaches, guys. Go for 100 no's a month. If you get 100 no's, you're going to get a couple of yeses in there, and that's amazing, because that's lives changed. And that's what you have to remember. All of these people that you're not reaching out to, yeah, they might. Jamie's like, I'm done here. I think it's frozen on Jamie's face. Jamie, I know that you can probably hear me, but I don't see you even blinking. So I think it's frozen on your face, and you look so disgusted. You're just like really pissed off at me. I should take a screenshot. Okay, I took a screenshot of it. I'll send that when we get done. Oh, she's gone. Gosh dang it. That's probably what happened. It disconnected her. Anyways, okay, so go for 100 no's. I'm going for 100 no's a week because it's Team Cup month, and I'm just like so pumped about it. If you guys want the 100 no's sheet, let me know. That's in the team page, I believe. It's just literally 100 little boxes, and I'm going to write in a name every time someone tells me no, and I'm going to cross that person off. Jamie, girlfriend, can you hear me? Did you hear what I was saying before you got off the phone? Okay. Well, it froze on your face, and you had a real like look of disgust, and it was hysterical. And so we're all laughing because you weren't even blinking because it was frozen. So I took a screenshot, so I'll send it to you later. She's like, great, thanks. So finding coaches. Also, make sure that you're upgrading your challengers to coaches. When you have a customer buy a challenge pack, that is a perfect opportunity to take advantage of that. So first and foremost, you can say, awesome, do you want to sign up with the customer account, or did you want the coach membership? The coach membership costs like $95 a month, but it does save you 25% on all future orders, which is pretty awesome. So if you're going to keep on your Shakeology, which you probably will, because most people love it, unless you're Jamie. Jamie hated Shakeology for like a year, guys. She was like, what? I don't want any. And that was okay. Because it's okay if someone doesn't like Shakeology.
I like it now.
I know. But I didn't ever push it on you, did I?
No, never.
Good. I hope I didn't.
Never.
I mean, secretly in my head, I was like, I really want her to like Shakeology, but, I didn't say it.
I may have added, like, malt to it today to make it, like, over the top amazing.
Like ice cream?
That's totally not healthy.
But it sounds delicious. All right. So also when your customer gets a challenge pack, this is a great way that you can find other people through that customer. Say, great, when you get your challenge pack in, could you just snap a picture of it and share it on Facebook and tag me in there so I know you got it? And most people are going to be like, yeah, super pumped, because everyone posts pictures of everything. They post a picture of their dog, their cat, their feet, the booger they picked out of their nose, or their kid, for sure. So I'm betting they'll post their challenge pack. All right. Someone else called the coach membership a loyalty program because they had someone ask about referrals. I promise I'm laughing and I enjoy it. I'm just trying not to take this up forever because I'm like, I could talk all night. And I just used this yesterday. I had a girl message me and she's like, dude, I'm really interested in this country heat thing. And there are like 6 other girls in my office that want to do it. Like, could we all do it together? And so you know what I said? Instead of being like, oh yeah, you can all share the program, I was like, oh my gosh, girl, if there are 6 other people that are interested, there's a referral program. Are you aware of that? And she's like, Beachbody has a referral program? And I'm like, yeah, it's the coach membership. It's fantastic. So all you would have to do is this, and this. And then when your friends sign up, you get the kickback on that. She's like, oh yeah, all right, well, I'm gonna talk it over with them. I think they're gonna join. I asked her, I followed up with her again today, and she said that they were still thinking on it. And one girl just was hesitant because she has had back surgery, and some other Beachbody coach told her that she needed to do hammer and chisel, which is sad. So always make sure, yeah, I know. I was like, what? I'm really sorry about that. That makes me sad. Always make sure you're asking those questions. I talked about that on a video on the team page earlier this week because someone recommended a program for that girl that should not have been recommended, and she took that advice. And my first thought was, does she still have it? She needs to return that like ASAP so she can get her money back because I feel bad for her. Okay, so next, building emeralds. So set the tone for your new coaches, guys. When you start signing coaches, here's the tone you need to set immediately. Emerald in a week. It's easy. So this is a disgusting way to describe it, but it's the way I've heard it described several times. Your mother and the person you're sleeping with. That's how people go emerald. I know, that's like disgusting. They should please don't use that on your team. They'll think we're hooligans and they'll never want to come to a team call. I don't ever say that to people. But I'm always like, oh, great, you could sign up your boyfriend. Or, oh, great, you could sign up your mom and your best friend or something like that. So keep that in mind. Your sister, your brother. Yes, what's up?
You have a quick point, though, to make as well. Like when you're starting to build for Diamond, one of the things that they said in the talk, which really stood out to me, was build with bricks, not sticks. And so a lot of people will be like, hey, like I'm going to invite my aunt and my grandma and my mom and my boyfriend and like all these people. But if they're not interested in building the business, you're not going to go anywhere. So it's going to be super, super important to be contacting people and actually going out and finding those lifers that Holly was talking about earlier and actually finding people who are interested in building the business, because some people honestly are just Diamond because they have people who are like, oh yeah, like I can find 2 people, but I'm not doing anything beyond that. And then you're you're at a standstill when you're a Diamond. And so like I'm currently in an emerald position right now. I'm so close to Diamond, but I have a team that's built like once my momentum hits, it's going to fly because all these people want to build the business out of it. They're college students who are like, yeah, I don't have an income and I really want to make something of this. And so I'm trying to get the momentum going. But when that happens, I'm going to have like 5 to 8 emeralds on my team. So building them to Diamond, you know, it'll obviously take time, but it's going to be in a position to where, you know, they're ready to be successful and they're ready to reap the benefits from it. So make sure that you're also looking for people who are interested in seeing the business go somewhere and not just getting people so that you can reach the rank, because that's only going to get you so far.
So true. So true. And then to go on top of that, guys, if you're building from emerald to diamond, I think a lot of people get hung up, and I certainly did. I was like, emerald, crap, how do I get to diamond? It's just keep going emerald. And all that means is you just keep adding another person on your left and another person on your right. And so you just go emerald every few weeks. So every few weeks you're like, hey, I'm going to go emerald again. Even though you're already emerald, that just means adding 2 more people. And then you've gone emerald again. And then before you know it, you're like, well, hey, I'm sitting over here as a diamond rank. And that's pretty amazing. That's really fun. Okay, so mindset after diamond, guys, I'm going to go through this quickly. Your business starts now. So now you got to hustle. You got to work hard. But you also got to celebrate. And you get to enjoy that recognition on Facebook, on your social media. I cannot tell you how many people came to me when they saw my post that I was diamond. They're like, you're a diamond coach now. This is serious. Like non-Beachbody people think that's a big deal. And it is a big deal. But keep that in mind. Like that helps so much. Okay, you'll want to set new goals when you hit diamond. Like people have different goals, but like Jamie, for example, she loves her day job, guys. She is a therapist by day and she's good at it. She's really good at it. So she's not going to quit her day job. But at the same point in time, it's not going to hurt to help, have some extra cashola flowing in. And she's also really good at helping people. And so that doesn't, just because she's not going to quit her day job doesn't mean she couldn't be a multi-star diamond coach and still just operating her business an hour or two a day. Like so that's the reality of it. So set new goals. Time management. Once you hit diamond, you should be spending 80% of your time on recruiting and 20% of your time working with your current coaches, your current team. And then just take ownership of your role as the leader of the team. Okay, another suggestion, when you have personally sponsored coaches hit diamond, which guys, that I know that sounds silly when you haven't gotten to emerald yet, but I have to tell you, it's not that far away. It's really not. So when you have personally sponsored coaches hit diamond, then have a new getting started right call with them. I had a GSR, I think, with almost everyone. Jamie, did we have a GSR? Maybe Jamie's the only one I didn't because we're friends. And we see each other at PIO and at the Y and stuff. But everyone else had a GSR, which is a getting started right call. And so once you have a personally sponsored coach that hits diamond, do that again. Set new goals. An example of how to help get to diamond is to reconnect with any customers. Jamie, you may appreciate this one. Reconnect with any customers. And they're like, oh, start with those that had the last name starting with A. Just like reach out to them, see how they're doing, see if they're ready, to take their journey the next step, whatever. Okay, building your dream team. So, gosh, how should we break that down? Know who you're looking for, which we already talked about that. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Consistently share the business 3 to 5 times a week. Host business opportunity calls, sneak peeks. And guys, you don't have to host them if you don't, if you're a new coach, let me host them for you. I am hosting them, so just invite to mine. That's all you got to do. I take the legwork out. All you got to do is be like, hey, dude, you want to come hang out for an hour? Or hey, dude, you want to come hang out for a few days? We're going to have some fun over here in this group. That's all you got to do. Social media. If you haven't read Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vee, his last name is actually Gary Vaynerchuk, by the way, if you're looking him up to actually buy the book. It's not Gary Vee. That's fantastic for social media. So you're going to keep throwing little hooks. And then, hey, it's Sunday night. There's a jab. And it's to join my challenge group. Or Thursday night, there's a jab to join the team. Anything like that. Make sure that you are messaging customers, challengers, friends, and asking for referrals. Referrals is huge, guys. What else? Be proactive. Always have a cushion for your rank. So once you hit emerald, then you want to start thinking about being a strong emerald. And that's where when I said go emerald again, that just makes you a strong emerald. So when you go emerald for the second time, that just means you've added 2 more coaches. So now you have 4 coaches total. And that is just going to make you a strong emerald. So when you go diamond, then you want to be a strong diamond. So you want to add some extra emeralds to your team, some extra active coaches to your team. Woot woot. If you are looking for a 6-figure full-time income, anyone that is, on average, it's going to take 5 team leaders to do that. So 5 people in your team that are building their business or building their own team. Keep that in mind. All right, team development. I'm going to skip that. Okay, and this was just the last key part from that. What do people really want from you as their leader, as their coach? And guys, it's so simple. They want the community and the support and the accountability, and they want to be your friend. When you let that freak flag fly, like when Jamie's going live on Facebook all the time, those people that are jumping on, they're like, oh, I want to be her friend. Maybe I'm going to friend request her. And then they're going to start seeing those little jabs that she pieces out. Oh, so she's a coach? Oh, that's cool. Maybe I'm going to join that challenge group. Oh, this challenge group is awesome. Maybe I'm going to join her team. Probably going to go to Summit with her next year so I can creep around and hang out with her because I like her so much. That's kind of the phase that it goes through. And it's okay. That's totally okay. So they want to be a part of that community. They want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And they want someone that can believe in them before they believe in themselves, guys. So many people are so broken, and whatever it is that they need, you may not be what they need, but they certainly need someone to believe in them. And so just always be sympathetic, and really more so, I guess, not sympathetic, but empathetic with what people are going through. and just be there to support them and serve them. And that's really, I mean, what we do. The call to action for that one was to run a free 5-day group. And there's the kitty again. Oh, it makes me so happy. I'm going to have to come over and pet it. Not kidding. Okay, Daisha, am I missing anything on that? I'm trying to go fast. I know Daisha's got to go somewhere, and we're like a few minutes over, like an hour.
We're good. I think if we go to the last one, then we should get through everything.
Awesome. Okay, last one is, it was like one of my favorites, and it was by Carly Del Carlo and Brittany Powers. And the title was Get Results, How to Coach Your Challengers for Long-Term Success. And like Sarah, by the way, like the entire time I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is Sarah. This is Sarah. Like it was so great. Okay, so first and foremost, guys, as a coach, you need to be upfront when someone's joining your challenge. If they're buying a challenge pack, this is something I don't think I did a very good job of just like 6 to 8 months ago. Make sure that you're I thought that people, like when they signed up, they'd read the print and they'd understand that they had Shakeology coming out. No one does. If they buy a challenge pack, they're like, so that was auto ship? And I'm like, yeah, did you not read what you buy? Like, I mean, I like to read what I'm buying, unless it's a hotel, Daisha. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so be upfront about that. And I just created a new, like just this week, a new challenger welcome email, and I will share that with you guys in the team page. I've used it 3 times so far since like Tuesday, and I haven't had any like response back to it. So I hope that they enjoy it, but it's just like, oh, I'm so excited. Congratulations on starting your journey. Welcome to the group. And like I put the name of the group in there. These 3 all happen to be the Country Heat Test group. And then I'm like, I basically like outline everything. It's bullet pointed, and that way it's easy to read and it's paragraphed down. It's like, this is the start date of the group. This is where it's at. It's on Facebook. I've already added you to the group. Here's the link, you know, whatever. Here's how you communicate in there. This is the Shakeology flavor that you ordered. This is the ship date that you had. This is what Shakeology, you know, home direct means, or auto shipment. This is what the club membership is. Don't forget you have a 30-day trial to check out all these amazing workouts, like all this excitement, all bundled up into one little email. And I'm so pumped about it. And that was one of my like favorite things. They started off that session with it, and I was like, oh, I must be doing this. Okay, so I'll share that with you. So explanation, guys, always be upfront with your customers. Always make sure that they understand. Never try to disguise anything. Please, we are not those people. All right, next up, getting challengers started right. And that is by building excitement. So anytime someone buys a challenge pack, I immediately like send so many emojis and like voice memos where I'm so excited for them, because I am. Like, that's exciting. That's a big deal. So let them know that. Let them know you're excited for them. Make sure that they understand how the challenge group is going to be run, that they know when they're going to be added to the challenge group. If they started late in the game and they're going to be added like immediately, be like, awesome, I'm adding you to the group now, go check it out. And by the way, use voice memo. That's what I was doing right there when I had my hand up. Voice memo was awesome. If it's something like they ordered a week in advance, be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm going to open up the group in a few days. We're going to start prep work. In the meantime, like, be on the lookout for an email from me. It'll have your tracking number in there, blah, blah, blah. And keep me posted with any questions, you know, blah, blah, whatever. Make sure that they know the expectations from them for participation, whatever that is. I just want my people to check in and just be like, hey, what's up? I did my workout. This is what I ate. Even if they ate pizza, I don't care. I just want them, like, present. Some other tips, share recipes in the file section. So put together like, and we're going to do this in our August groups, by the way, for those of you that are in August groups. We're going to start like a recipe drop, and I'm pretty excited about that. And make sure you're adding value, and that's part of that. Keep it lighthearted and fun. If you were in the July group, you guys saw I went live one day, and it was because I felt like participation was like kind of falling, and I was like, So we did a plank challenge, and one of the local girls won the plank challenge because she planked on her coffee table with, was it her dog or her cat, Dylan, that was on her back? Dog, okay. With her dog on her back, and I'm like, that's just too stinking funny. Like, that wins. And so then I just gave her a little prize. It was like a headband and like a stretch band thing that you can use to stretch with. So keep it lighthearted and fun, because so many people don't want to be like, you must do this, do your workout today. Then they're going to like resent it and not have fun. And they're going to be like, this coach sucks. I'm going to switch to someone else. We don't want that to happen. Okay. Mindset motivation, guys. Add personal development to your challenge group. I did this back in like February, I think. Dylan, I think you were in that group when I suggested everyone read, and I think Sarah was too, The Compound Effect. Yeah. Okay. And you don't have to require it, but you can always be like, guys, if you want some extra mojo, if you want extra help, like this book is going to help. And my top books, guys, right now, Compound Effect is always my top book because it is applicable to every aspect of life. Your relationships, your business, your faith, your fitness, your health. I mean, your finances, everything. I was like, this book is amazing. And I, quite frankly, put it off for a year. My coach was like, you need to read this. You need to read this. You need to read this. And I was like, yeah, I will. Okay. Enough about that book. And then we were on a plane and I was like, oh, I packed this book. And then I read it, like the whole book on the plane ride. And I was like, oh, this is life-changing. So that's my top book. Top book number 2, Reshaping It All, Motivation for Physical and Spiritual Fitness by Candace Cameron Bure. I don't know how you say her name, but DJ Tanner from Full House, by her. Okay. Also, in your challenge groups, make sure that you're recognizing, guys, so many successes. I like to do success summary Sundays. I like to ask for non-scale victories because people have so many different changes. And I know that, like, everyone in here already knows about that because you guys have all, like, seriously killed challenge groups. Does your cat like to, like, play with your pen when you write? Because mine does. I'm like, I'm writing. And she's like, are you? Are you? Like, that's actually all I wrote down. That was the end of my notes for Summit. I looked to the next page and it's like stark white, and I was like, how did that happen? Daisha, do you have more?
For this one, I had results of what that would go. So like posting equals accountability equals results. So as long as you're consistent in all of your posts, then it's gonna, like, ultimately, and sometimes you need to give it a little bit more of a push than you would normally. And then quick wins, if people aren't having immediate success with with the program that they're doing, they said to refer them to, like, the 3-day refresh or the 21-day fix, which will give you more of a jumpstart result to what you're doing. So hopefully people will see, like, more physical results and stuff from that. Also, establishing loyalty is super important because investing in others is going to provide trust, and then that trust is going to turn into loyalty, and loyalty will result with, their own personal results and successes and stuff. And then the last thing that I wrote for Summit was model first and motivate second. So make sure that you're the example and then turn right around and, like, be ready to empower people, because that's what so many people need. They need to know that they're believed in and that they're capable of doing what you're challenging them to do. And then from there, just they will soar. That's all I got.
Thank you. So do you guys have any questions on any of those topics while we're on here? I know that was a lot, and I know that we went really quick and we tried to condense like 48 hours worth of training into like an hour, but I felt pretty good about it. Oh my goodness. He's so cute. Hi. Everybody wave. He's like, whatever, you guys are weird. Guys, they will eventually put the Summit videos up in the Coach Online office for us to watch, but it typically takes like 3 to 4 months. And I was not about to be waiting that long to show you guys what went down. All of the photos of the slides that I put up in the team page, I put those up in the order of all the notes that we just went over. So if you go back and look through those slides, they'll probably make a lot of sense now as you're going through your notes. And then he's like still waving. Hi. Hello. How are you?
Is he good? There, Matt.
Have you had dinner yet? Hi. Or was that you?
I haven't. That's what they were.
Okay, I thought that was you fixing their plate. That's so funny. Okay, guys. Well, if you don't have any questions, that is it. But I hope that we didn't just overload your brain. But my brain was so pumped from Summit.
Same.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm getting up at 5 o'clock every morning.
I know, me too. I'm on it's a post-Summit high. It's pretty awesome though.
Totally worth it.
Oh, your kids are cute, Sarah. And Dylan, I love your kitty.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess if there are that's so funny. He's like, hey. She won't even look at the screen. She's like, what's going on back there? I bet the little kiddos at the kitty.
Daddy. Yeah, Daddy's home.
All right, guys. Well, we hopefully we'll see some of you guys on Power Hour sometime soon. And otherwise, Jamie and Dylan's eyes were like, so funny. Otherwise, we will see you hopefully next week for a team call. Does this time work better than the other time we were having, like 7 p.m. or 9 p.m. or whatever?
Yes, for me it does.
Okay. Jamie, Dylan, yeah.
Anytime works.
Sarah. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we
I
may
can
try
make
something.
anything.
Okay. Cool. We may try something else out then and see about the different times. Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on, guys.
Question: do we still have tips and sips?
I mean, yes, we do. She didn't reach out to me this week to see if there's not one tonight.
Okay, good.
You're like, because I need a break.
Like, I've been messaging people as you've been talking.
Bye, Daisha.
See you guys later.
Bye. She's
Bye,
going to like this awesome concert, and she messaged me, and she's like, I don't know if I'm going to be at Power Hour in the morning, but I'm going to try. And she's like, but I'm going to this concert, and I won't be home until 2 a.m. And I was like, oh. Okay. And I'm like, well, we probably won't see you tomorrow morning. That's okay then. Anyways, yeah, no tips and sips call tonight. Okay. There should be like tips and sips, like I would imagine that's going to continue. But I like to have, this sounds like, don't say this, repeat this, but I just like to have, sometimes I like to have our own team calls. There's nothing terrible about not having them with other teams. It's just nice to have like our little group that's a little bit more intimate and we can ask our own questions, and you know, I like that. You guys are like, whatever.
I like it.
Good. Well, I hope that this was helpful. I'm so sorry that we flew through that like so quickly, but I also didn't want to take up your entire night. So like I said, I would go back and look through those slides, start at the beginning of that summit album that I put in the team page, and then just kind of go through the slides as you go through with like your questions, because I think that'll really help. The slides are money. And then, of course, as soon as the summit videos are up, we will all get notification in our online office, but I'll let everyone know too. But I would anticipate that'll be a couple months at least. Last year, it took like 3 to 4 months, I think, before they got the videos up. Yeah, I know. And the year before that, it took like 8 months. So at least they're making progress. Maybe this year they'll have them up next week. I don't know. Maybe that'll be the progress for this year. We'll see. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, have a great night. I'm going to put the recording of this up in the team page. Cool. All
right. Thanks, Holly.
Thanks, guys. Bye. How do I end meeting? Come on. There we go.